Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Sally's Recipe of the Week, brought to you by Doris Italian Market and Bakery. And welcome to Casa de Mo and Sally. We've got Mo holding one of the cameras.
Hi.
And Curtis back in mission control, running everything. Say hi.
Yo.
No, Curtis?
He said yo.
Yo, okay. This evening, we are going to be making sweet and savory Asian meatballs. And Mo and I were invited to a friend's house for dinner, what was that, Friday night?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, and I offered to bring an appetizer, and this is what I brought. And they are delicious and so easy. And I want to tell you, though, when you make the meatballs, it can be an appetizer or it can actually be an entree. You can serve it up like on some jasmine rice or some brown rice. And there's enough sauce that, you can have the nice sauce with the meatballs and the rice and maybe serve it, I don't know, some broccoli. That's what I'm going to do. But appetizer or entree, your choice. So here they are. This is what they look like. This is just half a batch. What I want to do is I wanted to make half a batch so I can get it in the oven because it needs to go into the oven at 425 degrees for about 20 minutes. So I figured I'd do half and then show you how I made the meatballs while one half of the meatballs are in the oven. Okay? So this is what they look like. And the oven is not quite at 425 yet. So I'm just going to set these aside, and when the alarm goes off, we'll pop them in for 20 minutes.
We'll say hi to Jana, who's joining us, and also Vicky. Vicky?
Vic?
Yep.
But what do we always do first?
Well, we have the wine and cheese.
Wine and cheese.
Let's go over here and check out the wine and cheese, which we got at Doris Italian Market.
We were at Doris today, and we got trapped in there because of the rain. Not a bad place to get trapped, by the way. All right.
Switch the camera, Curtis. There we go. A little slow. So yeah, what we're doing today is a Pinot Grigio.
Yes, white today.
And with a Monterey Jack cinnamon apple cheese, Jim's cheese. So it's supposed to pair well.
They've got the most amazing cheeses at Doris. We tell you guys that, and it is the truth. Okay.
Marina says, hi, Sally. She loves meatballs.
Yeah, and these are great because, like I said, they can be your entree or you can use them as an appetizer.
Yeah, so this is supposed to pair well with Monterey Jack cheese. We weren't sure about the cinnamon apple part of it, but we're going to find out if.
Give it a try.
Yeah, absolutely. Wine's nice and chilled.
Nice and chilled.
All right, so well, here we go. Let's give it a shot.
Oh wow! I've never had cinnamon and cheese. Have you?
No, that's and cinnamon apple. Let's see if it pairs well. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Wow, that's a good.
Show them what that cheese is again in that wine.
That's a good tip right there. Okay, that's Pinot Grigio, La Fiara, maybe. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And then Jim's cheese, Monterey Jack cinnamon apple cheese.
I did read that Monterey Jack cheese, different varieties, does go well with the Pinot Grigio, but that is really good. I've never had cinnamon in wine before. I would eat that again, buy that again.
Well, that's fantastic. Who knew? We have to say hi to Karen Weigel. She said she slept in again this morning.
Well, was it the rain, Karen?
Slacker.
Oh, I'm so tired of the rain, you guys.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah,
hi, Karen.
It's probably the rain. I'd love to sleep in, but we got to get up and go to work.
All right. So, like I said, I'm going to put half the meatballs that are already made in the oven, 425. And let me show you how I made the meatballs. So we'll go back over here.
Okay. Got to say hello to Courtney. She says, I sleep in every morning I can since I have a newborn. Woo!
Oh.
But also virtual schooling. So if I could sleep in, definitely, usually more on the weekend. I'm able to, though. Hi, Courtney. Thanks for joining us. And congratulations on your newborn.
Yes, very much congratulations.
I'm just over here eating cheese.
Like I said, I split this in half so we can go ahead and bake these 425, 20 minutes. And I'm going to check them at 15 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer for 15. So I take a look at them. Because the worst thing in the world is an overcooked meatball because you know what? It's dry.
Yeah. If I remember, these are nice and...
These were nice and moist.
All right. I'm just going to pick up another piece of cheese. I'm going to pick one up for Curtis. There you go, Curtis.
This thing ain't for me. You wouldn't want eating it.
He's eating it on your behalf.
Mm-hmm. In your honor.
Okay, so let's make the meatballs. What you start off with is a cup of plain panko breadcrumbs. They got to be plain because we're putting all these other seasonings and spices in here. So plain panko breadcrumbs. Now, I remember, was it last week, the week before, I was using those Italian breadcrumbs, which are delicious, but make sure they're plain and make sure they're panko. All right?
Got to say hello to Teresa, Rita, Kathy.
Hi, guys.
Let's see. There's Sally, number 2. There's Marianne. Vic says that looks amazing. Sally says that cheese sounds very fallish. That's good.
Yeah. I did not think I would like it as much with the Pinot Grigio, but it's a very nice pairing.
Have to say hello to Bear.
Hi, Bear.
Hi, guys. Looking good. Watch party. Oh, he's got a watch party going on.
Bear,
The last time he had
party.
somebody from Australia watching.
All
right, so here we go. We're making the meatballs.
There's a cup of panko breadcrumbs. You're going to put 1 beaten up egg in there. Okay. Add that. And then some serious flavor here. We have red curry paste. Okay. It's Thai red curry paste. And you're going to use a tablespoon. If you have green curry paste, you could use, there's Thai green and there's Thai red. This is the red chilies. Either one would be equally as delicious. I just happen to have the red, so I'm using the red. All right, so that goes in there. And then you're going to take 1 nice big size clove of garlic or 2 smaller ones and grate that right in, okay? And then we're going to add ginger. Now, I have ginger. I keep ginger in my freezer. When I buy ginger at the grocery store, come home, I peel it, and I stick it in a Ziploc bag, and I store it in the freezer. So I always have fresh ginger. And that's what I did. And you're going to use 2 teaspoons of fresh grated ginger. If you don't have the fresh and you have the ground, that's fine too. That's fine. Just use 1 teaspoon though, because the fresh grated takes up a lot more room than this concentrate. So if you have the ground, just use 1 teaspoon. This is kind of an ingredient that not everybody loves, fish sauce. It does have a little bit of a funk to it, but you're only going to put a tablespoon in there. And I like it. I think it just gives it that, I don't know, that Thai Asian kind of flavor. So 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. So that's what's in here right now. And before I add my ground meat, which I'm using chicken, you can use turkey, pork, or ground beef for this recipe. Okay?
Bear says he has a guy from England listening. Oh, nice.
Cheers to you.
Cheers, mate. Oh, that's the wrong country. That's Australia.
So before I add the ground chicken, I want to mix this all up together because you want to make sure that everything gets evenly divided. You don't want to be biting into a meatball and it's got a big wad of that curry paste. So that's why you want to mix this together first before you add the meat, because once you add the ground meat, you don't want to over mix it because it can get too dense and you won't have these lovely, lovely meatballs. Kind of the same thing, I think, when you're making a meatloaf, you don't want to overdo it, but we can overdo it now because the meat's not in there. But you see how I'm trying to get everything all incorporated? And the only other 2 ingredients that are going to go in here is obviously the ground chicken and a little bit of salt because I'm going to season the chicken. You always season as you go along. And I'll show you how I made the meatballs.
Ooh, that smells good.
That's that curry. That's that red curry. And the fish sauce too. It all just works together. Don't skip the fish sauce. And then we're going to make a sauce with this. And like I said, these meatballs can be a lovely little appetizer or they can be your entree. And I think it would be good with broccoli. We're going to do it as an appetizer today. And the reason why is because while we were at Doris, Mo got 2 slices of pizza, not 1. So
blaming this on me?
Well, you're hungry for dinner just
yeah, I was really, I was hungry. So I was like, ma'am, I'll have a slice of cheese. You know what? Make it 2.
So, yeah.
If the way he was watching that Pauly Shore video is any indication, he got room for balls today.
I've got room for balls. Nice. Karen says she buys the minced ginger in the tube at the store. No peeling or grating. It's a time saver, she says.
Oh, that's a good tip. That's a good tip. Okay, so I'm going to add in the chicken. It's going to be a pound.
There goes the chicken.
And again, you can do pork You can do ground beef. You can do ground turkey. My favorite, I love ground chicken. You guys know that about me, but you don't have to change a thing with this recipe if you use a different meat. The only thing you might want to do is if you do use ground beef, when we make the sauce, you might want to use beef stock instead of chicken stock. All right, so now we're going to just incorporate this.
And by the way, if you're just joining us, Sally's Recipe of the Week is brought to you by Doris Italian Market and Bakery.
They're the best.
They are fantastic. Like Sally said, we were there today. Got some great deals on wine. We got the cheese there. It's fantastic. And you can get this recipe at 1055online.com.
Yes,
if
it
you
is
want to
actually
try
up there.
and make it this weekend.
And it doesn't have to be spicy. You guys know me. I love this. This curry paste is not overly spicy. I do put chili or red pepper flakes in the sauce. You don't have to. You guys know me. Mo and I love the spice, and I love red pepper flakes. We put it on everything. You put it on your pizza today, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Bear says the guy from Australia is back.
Oh, hey.
Good
Good
eye,
day,
mate. There we go.
Okay, that looks pretty good. So
And so the only other thing you're going to do is
roll them up.
roll them up.
Roll them up, and then you're going to pop them in the oven. We've already got a batch in the oven now, okay? 425. So once you get it the way you like it, you're going to get your baking sheet. I lined mine with a little aluminum foil, and I brushed it with olive oil. That's very important. If you don't do that, good luck getting them off the aluminum foil.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you brush it. Or if you have a spray, you
spray it on?
Yeah, you can do that too. So clean hands. I know some people use a scoop, not me. I like to use my hands. I said in the recipe that, remember those jawbreakers that you used to have when you were a kid?
Yep.
That's about the size of it. You want it smaller than a golf ball, but bigger than a marble. So I just take it. And some people actually oil their hands, but I've never had a real problem with this. Just roll it up, and then there you go. I'm not going to do all of it because, we need to make the sauce. Just roll it. And just try to get them all the same size. If your balls are bigger, they're going to have to be in the oven longer. If your balls are smaller, they're going to be in the oven a little less time. So keep that in mind.
My ball's gonna be in the oven a long time.
Okay. Yeah, Donna is just joining us. She said, I'm late. Hi. And the first thing she hears is
Big
Curtis's balls are going to be in the oven for a long time.
I'm talking about when I cook.
Yeah.
You don't want to make them too big, though. You really don't. Just keep them like consistency. I'd say this batch, would probably the entire batch would probably make 20 to 25. Okay, if that gives you an idea. So just think about that jawbreaker candy when you were a kid. Doesn't that look about the size of that, Mo?
Yeah, I would say it's almost the size of a golf ball.
No, I think it's a little smaller. Okay, I'll make one more, but you get the idea. And just roll them around. And obviously, you're going to want to wash your hands really well after you do this.
Deanna says she moved to Jacksonville from Palm Beach Gardens 2 years ago and totally misses Doris Italian Market.
Oh.
Well, we miss you, Deanna. Come back.
Yeah. I had an aunt named Deanna. So I'm going to wash my hands really good.
All right. While you're washing hands, I'm going to go over here.
All righty.
And just see what the situation is on the cheese.
Situation?
Karen says you don't want dry balls.
That's right.
This is true.
That's why I'm checking them at 15. And I always have an extra ball. The jokes are flying. That's my tester. So I'll cut it open and take a look at it.
Oh, geez, this is sounding painful.
Yeah.
A tester ball.
It's a tester ball.
This is
I do that with a lot of things.
This is a Wisconsin cheese, by the way. Jim's cheese. Monterey Jack cinnamon apple cheese. Yeah, someone said it sounds very fallish, and it's very good with this Pinot Grigio.
That's a nice pairing right there. Mo and I are just learning how to do this. All right. Let's talk about the sauce. I'll finish those.
Thank you, Deanna. She says she watches us every morning.
Oh,
Thank you.
Appreciate that much.
All right, so what's next?
We're making the sauce.
The sauce.
Okay, so we're going to start off with 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. I use low sodium soy sauce because if I think something needs a little more salt, I want to be able to add the salt in. I don't want it already in there for me. So 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, low sodium, 4 tablespoons of this sweet chili sauce, and I use Oh, I can't have my glasses on. Smack my ass and call me Sally, right?
Oh, that's from
That's what it
Tijuana
says.
Flats.
What do you say?
What'd you say, Curtis?
That's from Tijuana Flats. That's where
Yes.
that's one of their sauces. Yeah.
It's on a flat,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's really good. It's really good. So yeah, I think you can find it in the grocery store, but just any of the chili sauce. 4 tablespoons of that as well. Then you want 2 tablespoons of rice wine, not rice wine vinegar. I'm sorry, you want rice vinegar, not rice wine vinegar. There is a
You might want to
difference.
put your glasses on.
One is sweeter.
It's
I know
rice
that.
vinegar.
It's rice vinegar. 2 tablespoons of that right in there. Now here's the optional thing. Red pepper flakes. A teaspoon of red pepper flakes go in here. If you don't want it, don't put it in there. But I love it. And then 2 tablespoons of honey. Okay.
Okay.
Honey's one of those things that I never measure the tablespoons because it's so hard to get out. So I just kind of eyeball it. Then you're going to want a cup of stock. And Karen, I know you're watching. You always say you double the sauce recipe. You don't have to double the sauce recipe here. I've already done it for you. Okay. So 1 cup of, I'm using chicken stock. If you're making this with turkey, you're going to use chicken, or you could use vegetable. If you're using pork, I would use chicken or vegetable. If you're doing beef, I would use beef stock. And if you don't have any stock, you can actually do water. But I just like to give it as much flavor as possible. So I use a cup of stock. And then 2 teaspoons of good old cornstarch. 2 teaspoons of that. Okay, so that's all what's in here.
All these instructions are on the website, right?
Oh, yeah,
1055online.com. That whole thing about stock confused the hell out of me.
No, Mel, she left it out of the recipe. She was like, "Look, I'm going to give incomplete instructions on the recipe."
You shut up and run the cameras.
Well, I mean, I know people who make would just use water. And you can do that in a pinch. I just think this makes it more flavorful. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just loosening up the cornstarch that's kind of on the bottom of the bowl. And we're gonna go heat this up, and that cornstarch will thicken up the sauce. If your sauce starts getting too thick, just add some splashes of stock in there. Okay?
Karen says it's all about the sauce.
It's all about this. She's right. She is right. Okay, so you're gonna have to walk around to the stove with me, Mo.
Oh, no problem. I have to pass the cheese on the way over there.
All right, I'm gonna heat this up now. I'm using a wok. You certainly don't have to. Any old pan would work just fine. But you do want to have a big surface area, so this will thicken. Okay. All right, turn that up a little more. And then we're just gonna pour this right into the pan. Make sure you get all the garlic out of there and all the good stuff. And we're going to let it heat up. That's just going to take a few minutes. And it's going to bubble and it's going to thicken. And I'm going to check the meatballs. Can you smell them? Yeah, I'll check those in about a minute and a half. And I'm just going to check them. They probably need about 5 more minutes.
Okay. Here, I'll go ahead. I'll take care of this. I'll do
you
this.
do that. I'll go have a glass of a little wine.
Yeah, pour me some wine. I'll do this. I can whisk.
You're doing a good job.
You get an A, though.
Look at this. Oh, look, I can go both ways.
Oh, here we go again.
Here we go.
A plus.
Here you go for all your hard work. Would you like some?
Oh, I've got some wine. Okay. Here, I'll set that down.
Yeah. Thank you. You got it?
I got it. Yeah. All right.
You don't have to stir it constantly, but you definitely don't want to walk away from it. All right.
No, that's Dana Stokes. D. Stokes. She says she put Mo to work. No, I volunteered.
Yeah, I don't really like it when Mo's in the kitchen when I'm cooking.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So, if you're just joining us, we are making sweet and savory Asian meatballs. This can be your dinner. Oh, it's time to check the balls. And this can be dinner or an appetizer. Last time I made it, we just did it as an appetizer. But you can certainly serve it with some rice and maybe some broccoli. and have it as your entree, as your dinner, main meal.
Does that mean these are ready?
No, that means it's 15 minutes out. I want to check them.
Hi, Lisa.
You're going to probably do them for about 20 minutes. I always have one tester meatball. One of them is designated the tester. So I can take a look at it and see so I don't overcook it. If that's the worst. Aren't they pretty?
Mm-hmm.
And they should get this nice golden brown color.
Is that the tester ball?
Should this be tester ball?
I don't know.
See, now look at, if I hadn't have greased that, that would have been really hard to get off. You see, because they're still a little sticky. Yeah, let's test this one.
But you're gonna. Okay. That doesn't look like it's ready to me.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Still needs a little time in there.
All right. So you just stick that back down there.
I'm going to sacrifice one. I just put them back together.
Okay. Well, that worked out well.
I'm not a professional chef.
Now,
This will be the one I taste when I take them out of the oven the second time.
Do you have to flip the balls?
Nope, you do not.
Now,
So what are you looking for, Sally, in color or whatever? Like, what are you
Well,
looking?
you can just tell. I don't know if you guys can see there. You can just tell that the chicken's still just slightly raw. And you know, one thing you never want to eat slightly raw is chicken. So.
Okay. So they're going back in.
Yeah. So I'm going to put them back in for 4 minutes.
I would have said 5, but okay.
No, I don't think so.
Overruled.
So you also remember, Mo, we're going to stick them in this sauce.
And they're going to cook some more.
Yeah.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. If you feel like they might be a little undercooked, roll them around in the sauce a little longer because we are going to stick them in the sauce, which needs to thicken up. All right, guys. You just want to gently heat it. If you heat it too fast, sometimes it can burn on the bottom because you want that cornstarch to just slowly thicken the sauce.
Susan says, definitely trying this recipe, Sally. Doing a lot of home cooking lately and need different options. Well, that's why we're here. Sally's recipe of the week. She says she also once had cranberry fig Monterey Jack. Great with Pinot.
You know what? Did they have that at Doris's?
What's that?
The cheese, a fig. They had some type of fig cheese.
Yeah. I don't think it was Monterey Jack, but.
Okay. Now is also a good time to taste your sauce. You probably are going to taste a little bit of that cornstarch because it's not cooked through yet. But this is when you can decide if you want maybe a little more soy sauce, maybe a little more honey or whatnot. Oh,
There's a cat. Don't let it out. It's going to scratch your eye.
Foster. Oh, jeez. There's a paw right there.
There's a creature.
There's a creature. Oh my gosh! If we let him out, all hell would break loose.
yeah. I had to stick the meatballs on top of the refrigerator just to make sure he didn't get into them. Ooh, you want to taste this, Mo?
Sure.
It's a little spicy.
Okay. Woo. Okay, if you like spicy.
Well, you don't have to put the pepper flakes in there. The red pepper flakes do not have to go in there because there's already that red curry paste, and that already gives it a lot of warmth.
It's
Sorry, buddy.
spicy.
Sure you don't want to let them out?
Oh Lord, do you want all this stuff broken?
No. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit.
All right, so we're waiting on our balls.
Courtney says you guys are the best married couple ever, and she's been living. I'm thinking this is a typo. She meant to say vicariously. She said vigorously, but she's been living vicariously through you guys.
Oh.
She's been living vigorously through us.
I don't think she meant to type that.
Oh,
What do you think? More honey, more soy sauce?
I don't know. It tastes great to me. I don't know. I mean, you're the cook. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can see it's starting to brown up a little bit.
Thicken up, yeah.
It's starting to thicken.
I hope some pops on the stove.
Do not say that. Oh, look at it. It's starting to do that bubbling
What
thing.
it's supposed to do. And then what we're going to do when the meatballs come out of the oven, we'll pop it in the sauce. But I'm going to wait till the sauce is the right consistency. You don't want to stick them in the oven unless the sauce is ready to go.
Betsy Tyson says, Mo, I don't want to hear one more complaint from you about Foster. He saved you from that snake.
That's true. He did.
Betsy, I can't even go to the bathroom in that room anymore without turning on all the lights and looking under the vanity.
Well, the snake wasn't as big as the picture made it look.
I don't care.
It's about as big as a pencil.
Snake's running up in here.
Okay, you see it's thickening up now for me. And like I said, if it gets too thick, which can happen, just add a little more stock to it and thin it out. But you do want it to be thick enough that it, coats the meatballs. And if you're going to serve it as an entree over rice, I think jasmine rice would be nice, or some brown rice, or quinoa, and you serve it with some broccoli, which is what we're going to do. But we're going to do it later because Mo ate 2 pieces.
Oh, come on. Okay, just keep shaming me.
That was
It's
really
not gonna
good.
stop you from eating. It's fine.
You know what? That's right. Yeah, I didn't eat 2 full pieces of pizza because as I was eating 1 piece, Sally said, "You mind if I have a bite?" And she said, "That's delicious." And then she was like, "I'm gonna have another bite." So it's more like 1.5 pieces.
He's not lying. All right, this is just about getting there. Look at that.
All right, so I have a question.
I'm gonna actually turn it down just a little bit because I don't want it to over.
So you said if it's too thick, you can put
A little stock.
A little
Just
stock
put
in
a little
there.
of the chicken stock back in there.
chicken
Yeah.
stock. Is there a difference between chicken stock and chicken broth?
Yeah, one is hardier than the other, I think.
Oh, okay.
Don't I don't know. Not really.
No.
I'm sure somebody out there knows.
Ooh, I threw her a
You threw
curveball.
me a big curve.
Oh, I'll hear about that later.
Yep. I buy what's on sale. So I did hear the timer go off. So
Did it go off?
Mm-hmm. So the balls are coming out. And yeah, look at that. You want that nice golden brown?
Ooh, they smell good.
Mm-hmm. They are hot. And the sauce is not quite as thick as I want it yet, but where's my tester ball? This was it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's what you want.
So you're gonna stick that in the sauce?
Yeah. See how we're doing. I am going to let it cool off.
Donna says stock has more flavor.
I think she's right. I think, yeah. Stock is more for, I think, for cooking. Broth is more for like drinking. But I interchanged both of them. But I think Donna's right. A little more hearty.
Too hot.
Too hot for you.
Yeah, I don't like hot food. Can't appreciate the taste.
Shut up, eat it.
Oh, they're nice and moist. They've got a little bit of that, crisp texture on the outside.
Because I was going to say, you don't want to turn these, right, in the
Nope.
middle of cooking?
There's
No need to do that?
There's no need to. Look at that. And see, if I hadn't greased this thing, they're already a little sticky. But they do come off. You just be gentle. Pull them off.
Be gentle with your balls.
Yeah, be gentle with them.
Always. A gentle cradle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is only half the balls. Remember that because I'm going to stick the other ones in the oven. So I've got twice the amount of sauce I need.
Mm-hmm.
So when I put it in a serving dish, I'm not going to put all the sauce in there. Okay?
Yeah, this is only half the serving because
Yeah.
I had 2 pieces of pizza.
That's right.
That was like an hour and a half ago.
You must be starving. Okay. Still want to get this just a little thicker. See how much the thickness it's gotten?
I don't know. It's been a while since I checked on that cheese.
All right. You check on the cheese. I'll taste the sauce.
Oh. If you're just joining us, I like to, revisit the wine and cheese quite often. We're doing a Pinot Grigio paired with a Monterey Jack cinnamon apple cheese. Wisconsin's finest cheese since 1955. And it's very good. With the Pinot Grigio. Look at me. Drinking white today.
And you know what? You can freeze these just like that. No sauce.
Yeah.
Right? You can make them ahead and freeze them. Just make sure that you put them in the freezer separated and let them freeze, and then you can put them in like a Ziploc. And then when you want them, take them out, warm them up, make your sauce, Voila. So this can be a make ahead.
Can you can't make the sauce ahead, right?
I would. But this saves you a step. Okay, this is great. Let's get these babies in this sauce.
Starting to thicken, so you can put them in there.
Yep. And again, when you make this recipe, there'll be twice as many of these meatballs.
Yeah, provided your husband doesn't eat 2 pieces of pizza
That's true.
from Doris Italian Market, our sponsor.
And you just want to get those guys nice and coated. So if you're worried that your meatballs are underdone, these are not. You can leave them in the sauce a little longer to cook. But so we did these meatballs this size. That was a 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Jana says she loves the idea. She loves to make ahead food.
Make ahead, yeah.
Make ahead food.
Yeah, I do
I love
too.
make ahead food.
I do too. It takes less pressure on you, like if people are coming over. All right, let's try this.
You know, I just remember the reason I got 2 slices of pizza at Doris today, because I was standing there and there was this older woman in front of me and she couldn't make up her mind, and I was like, okay, this is going to take a while.
So you got hungry waiting?
And she was like, yeah, she couldn't decide what she wanted, and then she said, oh, I'm going to have the stromboli, and could you cut it 3 times, 3 ways, and then warm it up for me? And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have 2 pieces.
The last time I was there, they had a good deal with some, like they had the Lagunitas deal with the pizza too. And
They had what? What'd you say?
They had Lagunitas. They had like a deal with the pizza, and you get Lagunitas, the beer, IPA.
Oh,
nice.
Oh.
Now they
It was raining so hard when we were trying to get to the Jeep. We almost went back in and just had a glass of wine, because I love that. You can just go up there and put your credit card in this machine
and have a glass of
and
wine
have a glass of
while you
wine while you shop. Oh, those look
save
good.
this sauce for the other meatballs. But you see what I'm saying? This sauce, if you piled these meatballs on top of some rice or whatever, and they would have a nice sauce on the bottom.
What kind of rice? You said jasmine?
I like jasmine, basmati. Am I saying that right? I think so.
Basmati? I don't know.
Just brown rice, white rice, but I love
they look
jasmine
good.
rice. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so
What's next?
what's next is I'm going to garnish this with just a little fresh cilantro, because that's what I have. You could easily garnish this with chives or green onion, but I happen to have some cilantro. I love cilantro. Not everybody does. Chives or green onions or even parsley would be fine. I like to put something a little green on top just to make it prettier.
Karen says, ooh, I'm definitely going to Doris's then. A wine machine. Yeah.
Karen, I'll go shopping with you.
Any place that has a wine, like, vending machine.
It's like a vending machine, yeah.
Yeah, you just grab a glass, put your credit card in.
I walked by it and I was like, is that what I really think?
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
Have a glass of wine while you shop. So what is it we're doing here?
I'm just going to put a little bit of fresh cilantro on top. I think it makes it, I mean, it's a nice looking dish, but a sprinkle of green will just make it look even prettier. So you could do chives, green onions, whatever you have. And just take that.
I'm just going to chop it up.
Yeah, just chop it up.
You just want to add a little green to your balls?
Well, usually that's not a good thing, probably. Yeah, and I love cilantro. You and I both like. Oops, sorry about that. You and I both like cilantro, so just a little bit right on top. Oh, I love the smell of it too. See, next time you're going over, bring some balls. Now let's go over here.
Ta-da.
I want some.
You want me to bring you some tomorrow, Curtis? I will.
Yes, please.
Okay, I will. I'll do the second set of balls.
I'm going to roll your balls after we're done.
No,
here.
I don't want Mo's hands on my balls.
I will keep Mo's hands off your balls, I promise.
Make them nice and special for you.
Vicky is asking if you could use sesame seeds.
Oh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, when would you put those on? Would you put those on
At the end.
At the end, okay.
And toast them.
And toast them.
Vicki, I'm so glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that too. Because I have some sesame seeds, but make sure sesame seeds would be delicious on this. But make sure you toast them, slightly toast them. Mo, I think that's still too hot for you, quite frankly.
That's fine. Remember, I had 2 pieces of pizza.
That's true. I cut one in half.
Stanley says, "Hey guys,
Hi,
what
Stan.
kind of sauce are on those?" Okay, so you can get the recipe at 1055online.com, but what's it called again? The sauce is...
I didn't name the sauce.
Oh, there is no sauce.
Well, it's a sweet and savory Asian.
Sweet
Meatballs.
and savory Asian
meatball. So I guess we call
meatball.
this a sweet savory sauce because there is red curry paste in there, and there's also I put in red pepper flakes. You don't have to, but there's also honey, so that's the sweet aspect. So it is a sweet savory sauce.
So Stanley, if you don't like spicy,
Yeah.
you might want to dial back on you probably don't want to do the red pepper flakes in there.
No, but you need to do the curry. It's got to have some flavor.
Because these are a little spicy.
All right, Mo.
Oh, is this my turn?
I'll split this in half so it cooled off.
All right.
I have to make baby balls for Mo. Nice and moist inside.
Give me that other
All
half.
right.
Oh, they're not too spicy for you now?
No.
No, he can handle spice. It's when the food is like temperature hot. That's what he does.
Oh, he's such a...
Don't say it.
I say nothing. We got
Kathy.
sponsors. I got to be good.
Kathy says looks delicious.
It's so easy, you guys. And you can make the balls ahead, put them in the freezer.
Those are fantastic.
Yep.
I think those would be great. Like if you're watching the World Series, if you're the person who's watching,
If you're the person who's
if you're the
watching.
person who's watching, or if you're watching football, those would be a great thing to have out.
Oh, you see my fancy little toothpicks? These were my parents. They got them in Japan, and they got them in the 50s.
Oh,
So
that's
these
cool.
are the 1950s.
Mm-hmm. And I love them.
Yep, they're very cool. There's one right there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, buddy. All right, well, that's the recipe this week. Sweet and savory Asian meatballs. 1055online.com. Thanks to Doris Italian Market and Bakery for being our sponsor. We always have a great time when we go over there and shop for ingredients. And I know you're thinking, Doris Italian Market, they have an Asian section. They have a Mexican section. They don't just sell Italian ingredients. I mean, of course, they excel in that, but they do. They have a wide variety, and you can find ingredients there.
Great
And they
wine.
have great freshly ground chicken. and
Got
turkey.
some good deals on wine right now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, really good
And
deals.
also, don't forget to check out their cheese section. That's where we got the cheese, which is fantastic. And that's a tip. This is first for us, pairing Pinot Grigio with a Monterey Jack cinnamon apple cheese.
First time for us, and I love it.
Yeah,
you
it
guys.
is great.
Just love it. Okay, so we're off next Thursday, so no cooking
Next Thursday.
next Thursday.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Well, today is Thursday, so that would be.
we are on tomorrow.
Yes, of course we are.
Got a great birthday prank call tomorrow. We've got more money to give away. We have the Battle of the Burbs and 4 random facts.
And Curtis is getting some balls.
And Curtis will, get,
That's the most important part.
Curtis is going to get some specially made balls that I'm gonna roll once we're done here.
Curtis,
I
do you
don't
like
want that.
cilantro?
What's that?
Do you like cilantro?
Yeah. I don't have that. I don't have the soap gene.
Okay, good.
He had to think about that. He thought cilantro was a dancer.
I was like, what song they got out?
All right, so go get the recipe, everybody, at 1055online.com. Join us on the air tomorrow, starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, and on Facebook Live just after 7:15. We'll have some fun.
Yeah.
All right, have a great night. Be safe.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.